Hey everyone, my name is Amber and this is my little pottery mold adventure. So for the first video of 2024, I grabbed this mold right here from the shelf that is not really something that I initially knew what to do with. So you can see here that it says National Art Craft, and someone sold it for $1 a long time ago from Cleveland, Ohio. And that's pretty much all that it says. It does have the word discs written, but there's no other information about the mold. So I wasn't really sure 100% what I wanted to do with this, but then I got an idea. So I actually grabbed my clay that I use for wheel throwing and hand building, and I decided to give it a go in the mold instead of using slip. So I just kind of grabbed a little chunk of it, put it in there, and started to wiggle it around. So I did practice this a little bit before actually showing you guys, in case you're wondering how I can just do this right away. It took a little bit of practice, but it was actually really relaxing and a lot of fun to just kind of put it in there, move it around, and then smooth it out with the sponge. So last night I actually made a set of these before I even made them to show you guys because I had the best idea. So let me show you what I already made. Here we go. These are little story stones. So, you know, when you play the game and you roll the dice and it has different pictures on it, and then you grab two of them and you make a story. So let's say you grabbed the swan and the moon, and I'm totally stealing this from my book series called On Luna Time. But my main character jumps off of a pier into the ocean underneath of a full moon. Now granted, this is a crescent moon. She lands in the town of Port Swan. She went back in time 70 years in the past, and there she finds all kinds of love in the form of family, generational love, as well as other types of love. Obviously, I created these specific story stones based around my Luna series, but there's no telling what kind of stories my kids or somebody else would tell using these very same stones. I had the idea thinking that they were so cute because they kind of look like little rocks you would maybe find in the river. They're super smooth and a great size for holding. Anyway, I'm absolutely in love with this first set, and I thought I would make two different other sets because it's just so fun. And then of course you can mix and match like this. They can be all together and create a million stories. I'm going to get to work creating all kinds of little images. So to help myself brainstorm, I thought about my other stories that I've written, which are novellas, and there are two of them. They are both set in the fictional town of Salem Grove, and during these stories in Salem Grove, there is a rose gold rainstorm that is falling from the sky. So I kind of tapped into those different stories to create these other little images. Obviously, there are endless things that you could make, but I just kind of tried to think about the things that I've been most inspired by over the years and created things based on that. So you can see there's a little popcorn, a little key, a raindrop, a cloud, a lighthouse, which is also for my Luna series, umbrella, a camera, which is all about my most recent novella, as well as a movie reel. So yeah, these just are so much fun. I love them so much. So here they are, fresh out of the kiln from their bisque fire. And I decided to put some black glaze into all of the little carvings on these story stones. At first, I had the idea to add color to the popcorn bucket. For example, I tried to make it red and yellow, and it just in the end, it didn't really set the mood for what I was kind of reaching for. So I decided to stick with just black and fill black in on all of the story stones for the little images. And I kind of wanted them to kind of look the same but different. So that way, if you did have them all face down and you were flipping them over instead of pulling them out of the bag, you would still have the element of surprise. So I did try to make them look very cohesive, like they were part of a full set instead of being individual sets. Getting into some of those little crevices was actually really hard. I was trying to put the black on and then wipe it off. In the end, the carvings that I had done were sometimes not deep enough, and so the black was just coming right back off. So I had to be a little bit careful with some of them as I put the black in. Once I was happy with all of those, I decided it was time to paint the top. So I decided to use this hyacinth color from Laguna, and I was thinking that it was going to be purple. So here's a little spoiler. They didn't turn out exactly how I hoped, but that allowed me to get creative with the next step. Here they are, fresh out of their glaze fire, and they have this like orangey sand hue to them. And if you look at them in the right light, you can see a little bit of that purple, but definitely not enough to make them look purple. So I decided to grab my bright gold from Mako and put some gold luster on there. I decided to do moons and stars and even a sunshine on these with the gold. I thought that the gold would really complement the sandy color that turned out with the glaze, and I don't know, it just kind of felt like very magical and very whimsical to have moons and stars and just kind of little specks of magic on top of these, because telling a story is truly magic. And then I popped them into the kiln for their gold fire, and oh my gosh, when I opened up the kiln, I just gasped. I loved how they looked down there, sparkling and twinkling in the bottom of the kiln. They really did look magical. I have this really pretty little green velvet pouch that I popped them inside of, and I poured them out. So they turned out so great, better than I could have ever imagined. And believe it or not, I actually like them better not purple now that they have the gold on top. I just think that they are truly something that I can keep forever. And over the years, we can just reach in and tell some stories, sometimes maybe around the dinner table. Just for fun, I flipped a couple up that reminded me of my Luna story. And this is Dear Luna, the third book in my Luna series, the finale of the series. And then I flipped a couple up that reminded me of my first Salem Grove novella, which is called Like a Dream. It is a story of a boy and a girl, and the boy dreams of their life and dreams of the girl before he ever even meets her. And oh my goodness, I might even love this story more than my Luna series. It's a really special one. If you guys have never read my stories, there is a link in my bio and you can check them out. They're available on Amazon, paperback, ebook, and audiobook. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I cannot wait to have so much fun with you guys all year long. Happy New Year.